My neighbor's gardening hobby was a cover for something much darker. At first I thought Mr. Henderson was just obsessed with his roses, then I noticed the patches of soil that kept sinking overnight, and the way he'd always plant something new after the local news reported a missing person. I moved into the quiet suburban neighborhood during a sweltering July, back when Mr. Henderson's only odd habit seemed to be his pre-dawn gardening sessions. Every morning at 4:30 a.m., without fail, I'd hear the scrape of his shovel against concrete through my bedroom window. Just keeping up with the roses, he'd tell me with a yellow-toothed smile whenever I complained about the noise. The man had at least 24 rose bushes crammed into his tiny backyard, their crimson petals almost unnaturally vibrant. The first red flag came when I spotted him loading bags of lime into his garage, not the gardening kind, but the industrial powder my uncle used at his funeral home. For the soil acidity, Henderson explained when he caught me staring. But then the Johnson girl disappeared 3 streets over, and that night I watched through my blinds as Henderson dug a fresh hole behind his tool shed. By sunrise, a new rose bush stood in its place, its roots wrapped in what looked like strips of denim. I called Detective Morales the next day. She humored me with a wellness check. But Henderson charmed her with homemade lemonade and a tour of his prize-winning blooms. "You should see the fertilizer I use," he bragged, showing her unlabeled containers of dark, clumpy material. "Secret family recipe." The detective left laughing, but I noticed how she scratched at her arms for hours afterward, the same rash I got every time Henderson's sprinklers misted my yard. The breaking point came when I borrowed his shovel during a community cleanup and found strands of blonde hair tangled in the grooves, hair matching the missing Johnson girl's description. That's when I started digging myself. Literally, under cover of a thunderstorm, I uprooted one of Henderson's precious roses. 6 inches down, my fingers brushed something solid. The fertilizer wasn't plant food at all, but pulverized bone fragments mixed with ash. Like something out of a horror movie, the lead detective muttered during the trial. Henderson got life in prison. The state paved over his yard with concrete, but sometimes when the wind blows just right, I swear I can still smell those damn roses.